So after casting doubt on including the cancer storyline for Jane Foster in the MCU, we now have the official word. Yes, it's happening. We can expect to see it. Now, I know I don't speak for everybody, that much is obvious, right? Everybody has their own opinion, but I'm in the opinion that Jane Foster as Thor, specifically when she was written by Jason Aaron, was absolutely astonishing, and it is my personal favorite Thor run. I'm not actually a big fan of Thor Odinson in the comics. I just never really clicked with that character. I just couldn't get into it. But Jane Foster as Thor drove me to actually enjoy Thor comics, and it's largely due to the fact that they made her more human. And by that I mean, yes, she was Thor, the god of thunder, but she was still very much a human for one specific reason. And that's the fact that she had cancer. And every time she would become Thor, it was further making her condition much worse. So her having to do superheroic acts while being Thor was obviously something that was also killing her at the same time, so self-sacrifice was a driving focus of the comics. And early on, when we heard that Jane Foster would again be played by Natalie Portman, we had interviews and direct quotes saying that they might not do the cancer storyline, which we here on the podcast we were really harsh against it because that's stupid. If you take that away from her, then what the hell are you exactly doing with the character? Why even bother doing it considering it's not the same? So we did recently learn, thanks to Natalie Portman, that they are officially going to have that storyline. Jane Foster will be like the comic book version of Thor. She will have cancer, and they're going to explore that. So now that we got that confirmed, I think it's safe to say that finally fans of Jane Foster Thor like myself can actually get excited about seeing that character in the MCU. Now, of course, since the film is still going to be about both Thors and their growth as characters, and of course their growth in the MCU and what's happening in their relationship, I think it's pretty safe to say that there definitely will be emotional resonance that goes along with everything that's going to happen, and that they're not going to play cancer up as a joke. I know many people are like, well, it's the MCU, they're going to play it up as a joke, which I still don't get why that's the mentality about everything they do, because clearly they don't, but it's one of these things where it's very important to get to that, and Jane being the vessel for that type of storyline I think is great. And also having Taika, again, who's a phenomenal director and actor, tackle something like that, personally to me, is more hype than anything he's done before in the MCU, because it is going to be Taika taken out of his element, which again I think is going to be phenomenal. So overall, her confirming that has completely changed my outlook on this film, and now actually makes me really excited about seeing Jane show up.